Yo, what a game. I did not see this coming. The Pacers just stole game one in OKC. First quarter, the Thunder started out strong. OKC came out swinging, led the game 29-20 after the first. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was aggressive early. He set the tone. In the second quarter, we maintained the lead, extended it to 57-45 by halftime. And Indiana had 19 turnovers in the first half alone. Q3, Pacers just ended up finding some life. Pascal Siakam started finding his rhythm. The Pacers started cutting into the lead. Tyrese Haliburton, we'll talk about him a little bit later. Indiana ended up outscoring us in the third quarter, 31-28. And then Haliburton heroics, fourth quarter. This is what he's known for. 5 for 5 in just this playoff run on clutch time shots with just 3 seconds left. Tyrese Haliburton hit a 21-foot jumper to give the Pacers their first lead of the game. My goodness, man. Final score was a 111-110. It was an unbelievable game. SGA had 38 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Haliburton had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists in this. Siakam with 19 and 10. Come on, man. The Pacers had 25 turnovers, but still managed to win this game. I feel like that's just resilience. They've shown it this whole playoffs against the Bucks, the Cavaliers, and now against us. I have no other words, man. I have no other words. It was just, we had a full-on collapse. I mean, we led for most of this game. We could not close out this team. We had late game execution. I feel like that's where we were lacking. We're going to look at that here in the highlights that you guys are seeing, but it should not have gone down like this, man. I mean, game 2 is going to be crucial for the Thunder. They're going to need a bounce back in this. Let me know what you guys think and who's going to take game 2, but we're going to go ahead and finish off the reaction to these highlights real quick. First quarter or second quarter right here, I mean, they're hitting timely shots, and we'll see this throughout the whole game, is they're in this game the entire way through, man. I mean, Tyrese Haliburton right there, huge three. They cut this lead even right here. This is where I was like, okay, like the game's going to be closer. I honestly would have preferred it's a close game till the end, not a 15-point collapse to the point where we can't get a single stop. And that's essentially what happened. I mean, we played lights out. It was just a completely 2 different games, it felt like. The first half was one game, and then second half was another game, and the Pacers honestly just reset themselves at halftime, and I feel like they made some great adjustments. I think the addition of their bench unit and additional ball handlers really disrupted our flow. Having just additional ball handlers all over the place. Nimhard, Matherin, McConnell. I mean, you name it. They had everyone out there that could just handle the ball, less turnovers, and that helped them get back in the game because they had tremendous shot making in this. They shot 46% from the 3 and the field, I believe. So tremendous shot making. And we did not. I love that dunk right there by J-Dub. Kaysen with some awesome playmaking. The guys that I need to see step up for the Thunder, as you guys know, I am a Thunder fan. We need J-Dub, Chet, Kaysen to play much better. Lou Dort showed out. Look at that. Big 3 right there. He showed out in this game. Shai showed out in this game. But those were the real constants. Chet only had 23 minutes. I feel like he needs to be seeing a bare minimum of 32 to 35 minutes. I don't understand limiting his time. I don't know if, there was anything going on with him, but if he's healthy, he should not, be off the floor because he's a great defensive guy. I know Hartenstein was providing great offense, but Hartenstein also lacks on the boards at times. He is one of our better rebounders, but between him and Chet not seeing the floor as much, I mean, we played a perfect game. So it's so hard to blame, coach on one particular thing, or, it's hard to pinpoint like, hey, this was the exact change that you could have made when you lead a game for 46 straight minutes. And then, you lose it just in a 2-minute stretch, essentially. 0.3, that was the difference. Shai with a big 3 right there. extends the lead. And then going into the fourth quarter, this is where we gave them life. We had our other unit out there with J-Dub, taking lead on that unit. And Shai was not out there until about the 7-minute mark when they cut the lead back to 10. And I feel like that was a grave error on our part. We should have Shai on the court extending the lead, not trying to just maintain it. Similar to a guy like Jokic, when he's off the floor, the offense isn't going to hum the same way. And I feel like from a defensive and offensive standpoint, we turn a lot of our defense into offense and offense into defense. And if you're not hitting shots, you're not going to have a set defense, and guys are going to get into the lane. And we see that right here. We went to a 5-out system. They started getting into the paint and kicking out, and they just sped up the game, and we played their style of basketball in the second half, and that led to our demise, I believe. Not having Chet out there as much as I would have liked. Open shooters, man, Toppin was huge for this game. Absolutely amazing game from him. He had a lot of big threes. This three was just a killer. I feel like Chet got blamed for these threes, but they were just open looks, timely looks. But you don't go away from your best defensive player on the team, I believe. From a defensive impact that Chet has on the court, making players, go away from the lane. I feel like it's special. And, taking him away from the lane, I feel like that's another adjustment that they made. Having a 5-out system against us where we could have had him and Hartenstein on the floor. We didn't see much of that this game. I feel like that impacted our rebounding and also just paint protection. We did not protect the paint the way we needed. And I feel like we were already scared of them from shooting the three, which they shot really well. Nembhard with a huge three against Shai right there, but they shot well anyway. So it's like, if they're going to shoot that well, why not have the double big at that point? So I hope we can make that adjustment, get closer to the rebounding battle. We lost the rebounding battle pretty big tonight. And I think that's a lot to do with why we lost. We also didn't convert on our turnovers. We had a lot of turnovers, and Shai gets caught ball watching right here on a crucial possession, and they cut the lead. It's a 1-point game. Tyrese Haliburton goes down, and bang, destroys, man. Destruction at home for the Thunder. Big three. I'll see you guys next time.